everybody, how's it going? Stoudman coming back at you, and today I'm going to be talking to you about some 4K titles and Blu-ray titles that I recently picked up that are super heroic. Okay, that's the stupidest intro I've ever done, but I'm keeping it because I like doing stupid crap. And it'll go along really well with the really stupid face I had for the intro to this video. Yeah. I do stupid faces intentionally, guys. But anyways, recently picked up a bunch of, well, maybe not a bunch, but 4 different things based on superheroes, comic books, and whatnot. 4K, Blu-ray, what have you. So I will start things off with none other than Captain Marvel. I got this when it came out. And basically, anytime one of these Marvel movies comes out from Disney, I use it as an opportunity to get the latest Disney Movie Club exclusives. Because it's like, well, these are going to be $25 to $30 even on sale for the next 3 to 4 months as it is. So all you have to do in order to get the 50 or 60% off deal that they always give to you as a Disney Movie Club member, all you have to do for that deal is buy one title at full price. So you buy this for $30 and then you get half off or better on everything else. Guess what's going to cost $30 no matter what you do for the next few months? Now this one might have gone down to like 22, 23, 25 bucks in the last few months, but how many of you out there can actually say you got it for a way better deal than $30? And this is what allowed me to get things like a Goofy movie, which, unless you have Disney Movie Club, you're going to be paying $40, $50 for it on eBay. So I got it for $12.50, guys, because I got this for $30. So I think it's worth it. In the end, you save money, so it's not a big deal. But yes. Really loved this when I went to see it in theaters. Fantastic movie. Glad to have it now on 4K. I know a lot of butthurt man babies had problems with it, but I don't understand why. I guess there were elements where it's like, you know, she's way too powerful, but you know who's way too powerful in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Doctor Strange. Like, that guy knew everything that was going to happen, how it was going to happen, and made sure that it all happened the way it was supposed to happen. Like, he has more knowledge than any frickin' superhero out there, and therefore more power than any other superhero out there, including Captain Marvel in a lot of ways, I would say. So, I mean, say what you will about Captain Marvel being OP or whatever, but yeah, she's not the most OP character out there. And the other OP character is a guy. So it's even, it's equal. You got a guy character who's overpowered, you got a girl character who's overpowered. Just let it go. Regardless, I really like this movie. I loved a lot of different elements of it, and I just feel like there were a lot of elements to me that felt like a classic B sci-fi movie that you'd see on Sci-Fi Channel back in the mid-90s. You know what I mean? Like, it's just lazy Sunday afternoon, you're looking for something to watch on TV, you flip it to Sci-Fi Channel, and they've got some strange 70s or 80s sci-fi movie that you've never heard of before that you fall in love with. You know what I mean? This had that feel to me in a lot of ways. It had that feel. So, really enjoyed it and all the nostalgia of it and everything. So, yes. Glad to have that in my collection. Next up, as if it needed to be said, yes, I also got Avengers In Game. Because, well, if you're going to get that one, you might as well, if you're going to get Captain Marvel, you might as well also get Avengers In Game. Haha! And glad to have this in 4K, although one thing I will say is I don't think this has the extended cut that they did to sell more tickets in theaters. So I feel like I might have to purchase this again at some point because of that. Because they're going to come out with another version that's like the Uber Ultra End Game cut. Like, oh my god. But yes, good stuff. I have the first Avengers on Blu-ray. the second Avengers on Blu-ray, the third one on 4K, and then this one on 4K. But I might get the others on 4K at some point. I will say that the 4K re-releases they've been doing of the Marvel movies have terrible covers. They're not like the worst thing ever. They're just kind of bland. But, yeah, whatever. Definitely glad to have this, and I love the artwork on this one for sure. So, yeah, and of course I saw this in theaters and really loved it as well. Next up, I got, primarily to see with a friend of mine, to see with Zara and Isaac, I got Batman Gotham by Gaslight. This was on eBay for like $7.50 shipped. So, not even kidding. It was really ridiculously cheap, and this is the version that comes with the Blu-ray and a mini version of the graphic novel. I'll open it up to show you if I can without damaging it, although I don't care because I didn't pay that much for it. But yeah, it's got Gotham by Gaslight, the graphic novel here. This is like a half-sized version of the original graphic novel. And it is the graphic novel in full. It's just, you know, they cut it down so that it would fit in this box. That is the gist of it. See, I'll open up a page of it here so you can see what I'm talking about. See? Actual comic, actual graphic novel. Watched this recently with Zara and Isaac and with Skinslip, and we all felt pretty much the same way about it, which is that it was very good. It's an interesting take on the Batman story, an Elseworlds tale, if you will. And I personally really liked the different twist that they had in it that you don't see in many other Batman stories. And I also really liked just the gothic kind of feel to it and everything, because, well, Batman has always been this gothic figure, so it makes sense to have him set in a more gothic time period. So, yes, very happy with this one. Really enjoyed it, and also enjoyed the fact that I didn't have to pay too much for it. It was only like $7-8. I guess people really didn't like it, and so it didn't sell too well, and now they're trying to get rid of it. Last but not least, I got Batman, the complete animated series. So if you're going to get mad at me for liking Gotham by Gaslight, well, you can't be mad at me for this, can you? It's possibly, in many people's estimation, the best version of Batman that has ever existed. Although, I know a lot of people would disagree with that as well. I'm just saying, like, a lot of people love this, as do I, and that's why I got it. It's been a long time since I sat down and actually watched a bunch of Batman the Animated Series, but I remember watching a few episodes here and there when I was a kid, and I really enjoyed it. So, yeah. And for me, that kind of became what Batman was. But I was old enough at the time that this came out that I had also already seen, like, Batman and Batman Returns by the time this came out. So that was what I had originally thought of as Batman, and that stuck with me more as what Batman is than this. But this also added to the flavor of my understanding of Batman. So, yes. I feel like the late 80s and early 90s is a pretty good time to be introduced to Batman, because you get to see the first two Batman movies, which inarguably are the best of the quadrilogy there, the 90s ones, or the late 80s, early 90s ones. And then this also comes out. So, like, if those two movies and this are your introduction to Batman, I feel like few people would argue that's a pretty good introduction. That's a pretty damn good introduction. Pretty nice introduction, if you will. I do recall the comics at the time. A lot of the comics, at least in the mid-90s for Batman, were not necessarily as good as the movies and the animated series, but not all Batman's gonna be a winner. But at least we had a pretty good TV show and some really good, at least the first two movies were really good. But yes, this includes Batman Mask of the Phantasm and Batman Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero. So I already had those. I already got those from Warner Archive separately, not realizing they were in this set. So I just went ahead and sold the other ones. I was like, well, shoot. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So yeah, glad to have this. And that is the last Batman or superhero related thing that I got recently. So, all told, we have some pretty damn good Marvel and some pretty damn good DC. I am not a Marvel or DC fanboy. I like both equally. For different reasons, too. They're completely different companies with completely different approaches to comics and to superheroes, as a matter of fact. I guess I wouldn't say completely different all the time, because a lot of them are clearly referencing each other. But regardless, there are different approaches to storytelling with each company. And some would argue that one company does storytelling better as a result of the way that they approach it. But who that company is, who's better at storytelling, depends, honestly, on your own opinion. It's up to your own opinion. Personally, I think they're both good at different times. They both have amazing stuff, but it just so happens that sometimes one company has better stuff, and then other times the other company has better stuff. So, why deny yourself one entire world like DC when you could have both DC and Marvel at the same time? Because they both do good stuff from every now and then. So, yeah. Anyways, that will do it for me today. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later. Peace.